Centuries ago, gathering food was a relatively simple process. But as populations grew, farmers found more efficient ways to harvest their crops. In a similar way, the use of the Jesus film has progressed over the years. At first, showings were outdoors to large crowds, and film workers depended on public transportation. The same men who ran the projectors often preached after the showing and provided follow-up for new believers. Today, film teams continue to show the Jesus film using large screens, but now the story can also be carried and shared digitally. The world's population now exceeds 7 billion, and through smartphones and new technologies, the potential audience who can access the Jesus film digitally is larger than ever. And they are hungry for the truth.
We live in a time of unprecedented opportunity. With the advent of the digital age, information can be spread farther and faster than at any time in history, which means the story of Jesus can be spread just as quickly.
I can't think of a time in history where we are standing at the edge of something where we can literally get to everyone on the planet with the gospel. And we need to go where people are living, and they live on the internet today.
The younger generation is forming community online, and that's where they go for all their information.
One of my daughters has now 1,150 friends on Facebook, which boggles my mind. But if she sees a clip that she likes, she'll post it. And potentially then you have 1,150 people who will watch it simply because my daughter said she liked it. And all of their friends watch it. And eventually you have, in some cases, millions of people watching one little clip.
In today's digital age, it's not just going to be shown on a field in the middle of Africa. It is going to be shared person to person. People are going to pass it along.
Having the Jesus film available on the internet opens up so many possibilities and so much potential for outreach. Evangelists around the world can have access to the best tools available at any time, any place. Through the internet, borders and barriers vanish as digital information spreads from country to country.
There are so many places around the world that are closed to the gospel. They have governments that have made it illegal to share your faith, illegal to accept Christ, and through having our films online in a digital format, we can circumvent that. We can get around that wall that exists, so we can get into those hard places and share the gospel.
Recently I get this new iPad. I download the Jesus film here, and I can show to anyone, anytime, everywhere. So 2 weeks ago I show this movie to a guy, and I show parts of crucifixion and resurrection. And he really affected, like, how come he died and he rose again, and why? And from this time, I start talk to him more about Jesus Christ.
In some regions, the internet may not be available, or the government may censor what content people can access. In these situations, God's Word in the Jesus film can be loaded onto tiny digital chips that can be discreetly carried and shared in even the most hostile places.
The Jesus film on this chip means that people who are wanting to share the gospel of Jesus Christ can now do so freely and easy with one click of a button.
Imagine the day when we will just have a viral explosion of the gospel where we can't even fathom how many people are watching the gospel every day.
There are moments that change history, and this is one of those moments. And if we can take advantage of this opportunity, I believe we're going to see people coming to Christ in unprecedented numbers. If we don't, where will those people go? What will they do? I don't want to be responsible for that.
The potential for finishing the Great Commission has never been greater. God is giving us all the tools and the technology we need to spread His message to the ends of the earth. Jesus told us that to whom much is given, much will be required. No one in history has been given more than we have. All that Jesus requires of us is that we finish the mission He gave us 2,000 years ago. The goal is within reach. The finish line is in sight.
We live in a digital world where there are more cell phone subscriptions than there are toothbrushes. In just a few years, experts say there could be as many as 3 billion smartphones in service globally. This provides access to an enormous audience. It's bigger than ever before. It's the entire world. And now, there are no closed borders to hold back the most important message on earth. Look at the growth of the world's population. Look at the increasing number of translations of the Bible and the Jesus film. Ask yourself, what is God doing? And what role can I play?